Hello everyone, at this video I will give you a quick overview of Telerik reporting status quo. We will talk about what the product is, what its value proposition and target persona. We will spend some time with the product itself to see it in action. But first a few words about me. My name is Jana Zouva and I am working at Telerik for 7 years now, being at different positions and teams. Currently I am product manager dedicated to Telerik reporting and productivity tools. If you have any questions or feedback about these products, I'll be happy to help you. You can reach me out via email or on Twitter using the contact details shared on this slide. Now let's move on to Telerik reporting. A few details on the target persona. Telerik reporting is a developer tool for building ad hoc reports. It's mostly used by .NET developers and developers building HTML5 applications. The results from our surveys show that this developer has between 5 to 20 years experience in software development. They are building mostly internal line of business applications or custom applications based on their clients' requirements. The Telerik reporting target persona is part of a small dev team, in most of the cases 2 to 5 or 5 to 10 developers in a team. However, the teams are part of big companies of different non-IT industries such as manufacturing, banking, finance, etc. Now let's have a quick look at why people choose Telerik reporting. I'll read the main benefits now and we will dig deeper later in the presentation on each of them. So what's our value proposition? Telerik reporting enables developers to create printable and exportable reports from available data quickly and easily by providing them with feature-rich toolset with great UI and modern UX. The next major value is the ease of use, which is achieved thanks to the what you see is what you get report designers we provide. Another thing is that we have virtually everything in our toolbox. All reports item that you need, support to any data source, export to 20 plus offline formats, interactivity capabilities, and so on. Another thing we are proud with is the build once, deploy anywhere idea. And the last thing that is making difference for us is that is the so famous Telerik industry leading support. Now let's dig deeper in the key features and benefits. Telerik reporting engine is built on top of the .NET framework. It's very well optimized and we are constantly working on performance optimizations. It can work with big amounts of data. Actually, the slower part of the report processing is the report rendering on the client. The data slicing, dicing and calculations happen very fast thanks to this optimized engine. Build once, deploy anywhere. The idea behind this statement is that you are using the report designer to build the report definition just once. Then you are adding one of the respective report viewer components that we provide for the different .NET platforms and for HTML5 to your respective application and you're good to go. The report itself will look the same way no matter in what type of application you load it, be it HTML5, web forms, MVC, Silverlight, WPF or WinForms. The different part will be the fields and the buttons that are surrounding the report, that are used for report navigation, export, filtering, and whatever needed. Those fields and buttons are platform specific, but they are auto-generated by the viewer based on the settings uh, you've done in the application. The only requirement and limitation, if we can say it like this, is that the application should be deployed on a Windows machine or server, because the reporting engine has native Windows calls and is .NET dependent. So if you need to show a report on an Apple device or Linux, you will need to build a web application, host it on Windows, and then use the HTML5 viewer, which is platform agnostic, to enable your end users to see the report on non-Windows devices. Export to 20 plus offline formats. This is also something we are very proud of. But I will start from another point to give you a better background of Telerik reporting. The report viewers have interactive and print preview mode. When in print preview mode, you can see how the report will look when it is printed or exported to all-file document. As written here, we support many formats. If you start with Word, PowerPoint, Excel, image, PDF, CSV, RTF, virtually everything that our clients ever requested. It's most probably we will already have what you need. The toolbox with report items currently is missing only gauges. We provide all the tables, pivot or cross tables, call it as you like. All the chart types such as area, bar, column, radar, power, rows, all the common and not so common chart types, as well as map, horopleth map as well. We have sub-report item as well, like I mentioned before, shapes. We have an item which you can use to add images to your reports, and so on and so on. Actually, the last competitor comparison I've made showed that we have one of the most complete report items gallery. And all this, the other good benefit is that all these items are accompanied with visual wizards to enable you quickly configure what you need and to help you increase your productivity. Data shaping operations such as grouping, sorting, filtering, and aggregates are supported out of the box. When it comes to binding, we support almost everything, or have workaround to allow you to bind to your specific data type. But generally speaking, you can you can connect your data through Adonet if you have business objects, if your data is in CSV file or relational database. We also support binding to OLAP. We have a few data source components that are especially built to talk to your data themselves. You just need to use the visual wizards to choose what data you will use in the report, and that's all. Another nice feature is conditional formatting. I won't spend much time talking to it, as this is a must-have feature for every report tool. I just want to mention that we have it. The same is true for the report parameters. This again is a must feature, and it's common sense that we have it. We are very proud of the way we enable reports styling. It's very the styling approach we will use to style our reports is very similar to the way you would style web pages with CSS. It's again cascading, and the last thing that I'll elaborate on is our expression engine. The purpose of the expression engine is to enable you to show calculated data in your report. In other words, you write the formula, the engine makes the calculation, and the end user receives the ready-to-use data for their analysis. The expression engine is extensible, which means that you can write your own predefined functions and formulas, then add them to the expression engine, and every time you need this function, it will be in our list of functions, and you will be able to reuse it in many reports later. The last item listed here is just to give you heads up that we have migration tools for migrating reports built on Crystal reports, DevExpress Extra reports, and Active reports. Unfortunately, those tools are not updated recently, but if the need be, we will update them soon. We can update them soon. The next two slides are especially dedicated to the way how you create reports and the way you add them to your applications. I will try to spend as much time as less time as possible to talk about them. Just mention the major features, and we'll see everything in action in a few minutes. A few words about the standalone report designer. It's a WPF based application that you don't even need to install on your machine to use it. It's just one exe file. The purpose of the designer is to enable you to create reports with drag and drop, and setting up and configuration through wizards. All the items are easy to use and available in a ribbon bar in the standalone designer. A few interesting things is that the report designer produces just one XML based file that is your actual report definition, and this is all you need to reference in your application to show the report, just one file. And a few more words about how you add reports to your application. Like I mentioned before, to show report in an application, you have to add the respective viewer, be it web forms viewer, WPF. This is actually just one control or component that you add to your web page or your Windows form. You have to add the Telerik reporting DLLs, and in some of the cases some other resources such as CSS files or JavaScript files. And generally that's it. The report viewer will create automatically what's necessary for the end user to enable them filter and play with the data further, to navigate to the report or choose to export it, and so on. Now let's move on the demo. So here's our report designer. This is how it looks, this is how it's organized. From here you can choose to create new report. All of these except the first one are predefined report templates that you can start with. This is a template that I created my own for testing purposes. Basically what you do is just click here, create, like, I'll put it somewhere just to show you how it works. The wizards start here and they will lead you the whole process. As the purpose of the report is to show the data and help you analyze the data, we always start with setting up the data sources, and then everything comes naturally. I'll cancel this as we don't have time to make a new report from scratch. I'll open an existing one. Let me pick up. Okay, I'll choose this one. So this is how a report looks like. This is the report design surface. This is where you design the report. Everything is calculated in inches, not by chance, but with the printing idea in mind, as you know that reports are mainly shared by emails, files, and so on. What you have here is a header section. Page header section can be details and so on. This is a composite report that has a table, that has charts, and so on. I can't mention everything in the report, and I really want to show you the designer now. This is the ribbon that has everything you need organized. The second tab is the tab of interest that can give you a very good overview of what we have, all the chart types and all the items that we have. So if I select this item, you see everything's enabled. We have these supporting elements here too. Text boxes to add just simple text, but I will delete this as I don't want to mess up my working report now. What else? In the data tab you can see the built-in data source controls. SQL data source is the one that you will use if you want to use SQL query to access your data. Cube, you can guess it's for rollup. CSV support is something new. Object data source is the universal data source component that you will use when you want to bind your report to any business objects. Open access data source is the one that you will use if your business layer is built with our data access tool. It's a free tool that Telerik provides. We can, just to give you some idea of the wizards that we provide for the fast creation, I will go through this one. Here's the select statement. We have a query builder for visual to help you configure the data source without writing SQL statements. And yeah, that's it. So like I said, this is the main menu, the ribbon with the items that you have to edit the report. Here you can see all the data sources that are added for this report. Unfortunately, the data sources are per report, they are not shared. Here you see the data explorer. When I select some of the data sources that I have here, I can see all the data fields. So the tool is wise enough to read the fields. Here you can add calculated fields, so you can perform calculations on this level. What else? This is the report explorer. Here you can see and access virtually every item that's added to the report. It's organized hierarchically. At the top level are the report sections. You can see header and detail here. You can have a lot more. You can have footer, page footer, report footer, group footer. When you dig deeper, you see how the elements in the report are nested. And if I choose an item, in this case, this is a text box that's part of a pivot table or cross table. Below you see a property grid with the properties of this table box. You can set the appearance, you can set some behavior properties, bindings. Here's the interactivity that we talked about. Let's check it out. These are the interaction options that we provide. When an item is clicked, you can do nothing, navigate to another report, navigate to bookmark, navigate to URL, or toggle visibility. These actions actually help you to enable drill down and drill through capabilities for your reports. And I think that that's the most important. You can see that we have here some context menus. Because I've selected this table, because I've selected the text box, I have the text box tools here, but because the text box is part of a table, I see here the table tools, and I can perform some other operations by clicking and choosing some of the items here. I can further fine-tune the report, how it's organized and how the elements are laid out. Okay, I think that that's I think that that's the most interesting. I will close this this report now. Let's see the report in an application. For the demo purposes, I have here an application that's a HTML5 application already deployed on my IIS, and I'll just browse to show you. Okay, let me close some tabs here. So this is my initial report. Because this is a demo application, it actually, the main report shows and lists all the reports I have in one folder. This is this is my reports folder. This is my reports repository here. These are the XML based files that I mentioned that are produced by the designer. This is your actual report definition. And this is my reports repository, if we can say it like that. In my demo application, I have one report, in this case called report catalog, that which purpose is to show links to the reports I have in my other folder. This one is again built with the report designer. This is a table, and you can guess yourself that here we have action enabled for this text. So if I go to another thing I wanted to mention here is that this is a website, and here we are using our HTML5 viewer. This is the report area, and this is how the report would look like no matter in what type of application I've added it. If it was Silverlight, WinForms or WPF, it would look the same way. This part here, this is the platform specific thing of the report viewer, the buttons and the fields I mentioned. What we have here, these are navigation buttons, back and forward in this case. I'll use them later, so you will see. This is a refresh button. These are the report navigation buttons. Like you know that in most of the cases a report is not a single page. A report might be 100 or 1000 pages long, which is okay to when it's a PDF file or some other file, but when you show it in an application, it's better to have paging instead of scrolling, and these buttons here will enable the end user to page through the report. Okay, so this is the button that toggles between the print preview mode and the interactive mode. Now we are in interactive mode and I can click these buttons. If I go to print preview mode, this is how the report will look when I get it from my printer. Let's get back to interactivity view. This is the export button. It's up to you to decide what to show here. It's your preference which offline formats export you will enable here. We have direct print button. You can these are disabled in this case because in this report I don't have a document map and I don't have report parameters at all, so I can't decide to show them, but we will see how this works with other reports. We have here zoom in and zoom out, and yeah, this gets us to the normal state. So let's choose some report. This actually is the report we were looking a few minutes ago in the report designer. Now you see that this is enabled, and I can decide if I want to see the filter parameters or I don't want to see them. If I have more fields here, I can choose my filters and refresh the report, close this area and focus on the data in my particular report. Let's see. I will use this this back and forward navigation here to go back to the initial report. So let me try to differentiate this group of buttons with this group here. So the report navigation, page navigation buttons are to help you navigate to certain page of a long report. This back and forward button help you to help you with the drill down and drill through options. So if you have many actions in a report that bring you to another report, you really need to have an option to go back. And these are the buttons. They are very similar to the browser back and forward buttons, works the same way actually. So let me choose another report. Here you can see that I have other fields. I can choose different values, and you can see that the report is immediately updated. These fields here, the date picker and the list box, in the case of the HTML5 viewer, are actually the candidate picker and list view, if I'm not wrong. If it's a Silverlight application, here you will see Telerik, you will see rat date picker, which control is part of our Telerik UI for Silverlight. For WinForms, the component will, the date picker will look as if it's part of a WinForms application. Actually, it will look the way that you see it in our report designer. Let me show you. If I open this report and I go to preview, this is where you can see how the report will look when you add it to your application. Here we are using, this actually is our WinForms viewer. So if you add this report to WinForms application, it will look just the same way. This is the date picker that you will see there. This is the drop down you will see for selecting employees. This will be in a WinForms application. In a web application, it looks like this. So these are the difference between the viewers. Let me see if I can find the report. See, it remembers all the actions. The back and forward navigation here remembers all the steps I've been through. I will go back to the initial report and try to... No, it's not this one. No, it won't be this one. Product sales. Okay, it's not the one I was looking for, but here I can show you some other features. This is our cross table or pivot table. You can see that here you can expand and collapse items to drill down the data. Everything here is built in, and this is also a link. This is for drill through functionality, and this actually is a link to another report. If I choose it, it will bring me here. Here you can see that the filter values are pre-selected based on the link I chosen here. It's clothing, it's jersey. Here it's again clothing and jersey. And I think that if I choose this report, no, it's not this one. No. Okay, seems like I won't be able to find. Let's check out this demo report. Here you can see that finally the document map, the toggle document map button is enabled. This is our document map item. It looks like a tree view. The UI again is different for the different viewers and platforms. Yeah, so the document map helps you easily navigate the report items. Okay, so I think that these are the most the features that I wanted to show you. Let's get back to the presentation. The last slide, on the last slide I've left the most important resources you can use to check out for more information about the product. Here are the links to the product pages, our online demos and our documentation. I'd like to thank you for watching this video and to welcome you to contact me in case of questions or feedback you have. Just use the contact details I've shared in the beginning of the presentation. Thank you and bye bye.